So this is a 2016 Swift Elegance 480. Going to take you through the caravan and show you how it operates. The main control panel above the door, you have your power switch bottom right hand side, so you put power on. You've then got your internal, your awning light on the outside of the van, your internal lights at the front of the van, which come on the switch just here, just there, and then you've got your dimming lights, which you can adjust on the control panel just here on the central button. On the bottom left hand side here we have our water pump run. So to fill the water system, what you're going to do is you're going to go underneath the seat on the far front right hand side of the van, and somewhere underneath here, when I find it, will be the drain down valve. So on this particular van, the drain down valves are actually underneath the front cabinets at the front here, as you can see of the van. What we're going to do is we're going to run you through how to fill the water system. So the first thing you're going to do is make sure these two yellow valves you can see here are in the position they're in now. To drain them, you'd open both of these valves upwards, and that would drain all of the water out of the system. That would be both the valves you need to open to drain the water out. If you want to run from your aqua roll, as most people do, you'd have the white valve that you see just there in the position it's in now, as you can see here on the chart, but on the door that opens up. And what you do is you go around to each tap and they'll open them up on the hot side, completely open, and then you turn on the water pump, which I'll show you in a second. If you wanted to fill the big internal tank here at the front, that a lot of people don't use, because regardless you've still got to run the aqua roll outside, so it keeps this tank maintained with water. But if you wanted to use the internal tank supply at the front, you'd come to this white valve here and you'd point it into the downward position. For now though, I'm going to demonstrate how to do it on the aqua roll. So you'll put it in this position here. Regardless, you'd open all the taps up on the hot side to fill the water system. And what you do is you'd come over to the control panel above the door and you'd press the water pump button just here. As you can see at the moment it's saying the water level is low. But before you turn that pump on, you're just going to come over to the taps, open all the valves on the hot side. So that would be the sink in the kitchen, the sink in the bathroom, and the tap on the shower. Once you have these valves open, as I said, you can press the water pump button above the door. And when the water's continuously coming out of all the taps, you can go back over to the tap and shut each tap down. You need to make sure you shut all three taps, because if not, the water's going to carry on running, as I'm sure you can imagine. And then the control panel on the left hand side of the door as you walk in is the control panel for the heating and hot water. You'd press the power button on the bottom left hand side of the Audi control panel. As you can see on the screen here, it brings up the power level, or the temperature inside the van, the temperature. You'd hit the menu button here to control the heating and hot water, to go into the options. The top one here is your internal temperature for the caravan. So to power up the heating, you'd need to put the temperature up by pressing the plus arrow, as you can see. So now, for instance, the heating is set at 15.5 degrees. Below that, you have your option to turn on the hot water. So you've got hot water on and hot water boost. You'd only have this bar completely full if you're boosting the hot water, for instance, if you're showering or washing up. Below that, you have the amount of power that's coming into the caravan. So each caravan site you go to will have a different amount of power available, whether that be 1000 watts, 2000 watts or 3000 watts. On the control panel here, this will relate to the 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatts and 3 kilowatts, as you can see. Select the different power levels as you go through. If you wish to run the heating and hot water on gas, it will self-ignite on gas. So you press the gas option here, and that will ignite the gas system for the heating and hot water. This is only relevant for this control panel. To turn the control panel off, if it does fail to ignite on gas, it'll actually come up with gas fail between my fingers here at the bottom of the screen on the screen that gives you your temperature for the internal caravan, the inside of the caravan. To turn the control panel back off, if you have wished to turn it off, you press the power button in the left hand corner and it will turn off. To operate the fridge, you've got the power button, which, as you can see here, at the moment, as you can see, it's turned blue just here, which means it is working on 240 mains. To control, and what it's doing now is it's actually bleeping at me to tell me there is no 240 supply coming into the caravan. the power is connected. It isn't connected on the outside of the caravan at the moment. But if it was, that blue light would be, the blue light that's flashing now here would be a solid blue light. When you're on mains and gas, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side. The higher it goes on here, the colder the wine and beers will be. If you'd like to ignite the fridge on gas, you'll press the flame symbol just here. It will self-ignite on gas, and if it failed to ignite on gas, the red light here would flash, and it'd also flash the flame symbol on this left hand side. If you're towing and you wanted to use the fridge as a cool box while you're travelling, you can press the 12 volt symbol once you've got the car running and the power connected, or the power lead from the car to the caravan connected. To turn the fridge off, you press and hold the power button and the fridge will turn off. With the roof vents above your head, you'd need to open it up before operation. And then on here you have your power button for the extractor. I'm going to turn that off for a minute. But you'd have the power button for the extractor, then you've got your option to push air into the caravan or extract, and this is very good for when you are cooking on board the van. The cooker itself at the back has an electric ring, which is a 240 powered electric ring, so that will only work when you're on mains power. The 3 rings you see here will work off your gas supply as normal. You've got your igniter on the front and your gas controls along the front. You've got your grill and oven below. To operate the toilet system, you've got your flush button here on top. And at the bottom of the toilet, you have the grey flap here, which when you open this will allow the waste to go into the cassette at the bottom of the van. In the toilet, you've got a little pack of chemical there, pink chemical and the blue chemical for the toilet flush, and you've got the cap for the toilet cassette itself. The radiator inside the van, as you can see, is a tail rail as well. That will hold a lot of heat even after you've turned the heating off, so please do mind yourself on there. We're going to go onto the outside of the caravan now, and I'm just going to stop the video for a moment. On the outside of the van, the wheels will talk while you're here on site, so you can see they've been tightened correctly, and the motor mover will demonstrate in person. Next along, on the door side of the van, you've got a 230 power supply that goes out to the awning, so you can plug a telly in, for instance, or an outdoor fridge, so you can have power out to your awning, or some lights maybe for your awning. The locker here on the outside is a storage locker which goes to underneath the seat at the front of the van, and then on each corner of the caravan you've got your wind down legs through the holes, as you can see. Barbecue gas point underneath the cover on the far side of the van. In the front locker you've got your gas bottle tie downs, and you've got your gas regulator at the top of the van and your water pump, which I'll take with us in a moment to show you where that connects to. The hookup procedure we'll go through in person, and we'll explain the ATC in person also. Down this side of the van you've got your Aldi gas vents for the heating and hot water system, and also on this side of the van you have your external shower points. If you wish to buy one of them, our shop supplies them on site, or can supply them on site. The top fitment that you see here is direct to tank, so that is where you'd need to fill the water system to allow the big black tank underneath the front cupboard to fill, or you can need to connect your water pump to. At the bottom, if you're going to run direct to the tap, so that's just through your Aldi heating system, you can connect the pump at the bottom. In the locker on this side, you have your battery, 12 volt battery, 110 amp, and your mains power connection and your power switch for the motor mover itself. You've then got your fridge vents on the side of the caravan also. Your wheels again will talk, and the motor mover will demonstrate in person. And on this side of the van at the back, you've got your flush tank for the toilet system, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. And then at the bottom you've got your toilet cassette, which takes 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid before use. On the back of the van, again, you have your wind down legs on either side of the van. If you need any more help with this particular van, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be happy to assist you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.